I don't think there's a greater threat to democracy right now than Ice Spice. The way that she's subdued the masses with the rot she's put into people's ears needs to be studied for generations, okay? This is going to infect an entire generation. Ice Spice's entire career can be summed up with really just 3 or 2 things. 1, twerking. She has acquired this fan base of people that admire her for throwing that ass in a circle, okay? And listen, I don't know if there's anything wrong with that. Actually, yes, no, there definitely is. I don't think that's a sign of a flourishing crop of people, you know, people that are willing and able to support someone based on their sheer ability to throw that ass back, you know? Like, if these were the people that were in charge of hiring, we'd have some fucking problems, I'll put it like that. So, what makes you qualified for this job? Girl gets up and starts shaking what her mama gave her, and it's like, is that gonna be our workforce now? So, I will say there is something wrong with that. But either way, you know, that is one thing that she's valued for. The second thing is her ability to construct rhyme schemes surrounding poop. This isn't a joke. A lot of her flow in her songs is surrounding excrement and feces. Only that part of the digestive process, you know, there's no sort of talk about nutrient breakdowns in the stomach. It's all about shit, okay? It's all about shit. She actually has a song called Thank You the Fart. So I guess actually no, I mean, if you want to consider fart as a part of the digestive process, then go for it. But it's mainly what's coming out of the back. That's her main thing. It's twerking with the butt, pooping with the butt, farting with the butt. That's Ice Spice for you, okay? This is what she does. She's famous, and that's America, I guess, right? We probably deserve less as a culture. That's what I think, right? There needs to be some kind of voting restrictions just based on the sheer number of listeners this person has every month, you know? Because you just know for a fact some of those motherfuckers are voting, you know? And that's a scary thing. An even scarier thought is you got to imagine there are some people who are of her listeners that drove to vote with Ice Spice playing from the speakers in their car. That's an even scarier thought right there. That's the kind of thought that makes you go, huh, I wonder what George Washington would think about this now.
I want to die.
You know, I really wonder if the people that wrote the Declaration of Independence hoped for this much independence, you know? Like, was it their goal to get people talking about farting in a musical way and to have that music consumed by people going to voice their democratic vote for the incumbent administration? I don't know. I mean, listen, I'm just gonna assume he probably didn't like it, but who cares? Who cares? Ice Spice solos, right? I mean, who even knows that old motherfucker? Besides all this, Ice Spice has fallen off in the past few months. Her likability has tanked, I guess, out of the people that did like her originally for several reasons. I think one thing to note before we get into any of this is the relationship between hype and talent. If you are hyped up like Ice Spice was to a crazy level through TikTok sound bites, features, memes, all this marketing stuff, but you're a one-trick pony, then you eventually will wither away in terms of popularity. That's how that works. People get tired of being served the same thing over and over again. Whereas if you are not super hyped, but you are super talented, even if you have a smaller listener base, they will consistently come back for what you have to offer because you are versatile and you are providing something good. So I think the fact that Ice Spice's sort of gimmick is becoming old fast is having to do with her decline in listeners, the fact that her albums aren't selling like they used to, but there's also been some drama with her, which I'm just kind of shocked to hear. I would have never assumed someone thrusted into the spotlight for the sheer fact they talk about the lower body would have any amount of problems, right? Like, that's the kind of person that you think would have a clean-ass track record, you know? But something recently happened that just pushed people over the edge, and let's just get into it.
Oh, hell no.
Ice Spice gets booed off stage by fans after she was 20 minutes late. What do you guys think is more sad? The fact that she showed up 20 minutes late and then left because she got negative criticism for her showing up late? Or the fact that people cared enough to even boo? Because booing shows that they were upset that she was late, meaning they wanted her to come on stage to ingest the garbage that she was gonna sing at them. Oh my god, I can't believe she was late. If she had gotten here earlier, we would have been able to hear all about the pooping and shitting. And the fact that she's late and we're not gonna hear about pooping and shitting, my night's ruined. That's what they're asking for. That's why they're upset. People carved out time in their evening to see this person twerk on stage and rap about shit. That's where we are as a society. There's so much more dignity in being a Disney adult who spends a third of their income every year on Disney trips than going here and posting a TikTok voicing that you're upset Ice Spice showed up 20 minutes late. This whole thing unironically could not better encapsulate the problems in our country. overpaid, untalented female rap artist shows up 20 minutes late to her 30-minute set because she's become an entitled brat due to the non-stop overhyping around her garbage slop music.
That shit is fucking trash, dog. Get the fuck off the airwaves.
And in the crowd, the unwashed, filthy, disgusting animals that decided this would be a good investment in both time and money to go see this performance. Yo, if I ever hear that someone I'm friends with, or even like have ever made eye contact with, went to this event or considered it, I'm putting them in a rear naked chokehold. Okay, that's how that's gonna happen. And even when they tap, I'm not done. I want their face turning blue before I show any mercy.
Ice Spice has just officially ended her career after her disgusting behavior at a recent performance where she turned up 30 minutes late to perform only 3 songs. Absolutely disgusting behavior. And the best part is that it really seems like this might really be the end of Ice Spice, as for the past couple months, the entire internet has been documenting her fall off and completely bashing her.
Ice Spice loses 27 million listeners on Spotify, so Ice Spice done went from 45 million listeners on Spotify to 18. I wonder why that is. Could it be them barbs done left? Could it be that, right? See, this is what happens when you bite the hand that feeds you.
I have literally no idea what that guy said, but there's no way he could have been wrong. Now, out of that guy's speech, what I did gather is he attributed some of Ice Spice's listener decline to her beefing with the Barbs, who are, I believe that's code for Nicki Minaj's fans, which are notorious for being agitators and riding for Nicki kind of no matter what. They're like the K-pop stan equivalent in rap.
I said Nicki Minaj horrible. Said your mother when you came out her crusty, expired... I'm not even gonna say that word, it's so inappropriate.
Now, I think that's definitely part of the massive decline in I can't say the word massive anymore with a straight face. Thanks, Ninja. I think it's definitely part of the large decline in her listeners, but undoubtedly, it's just the simple thing I mentioned, which is like the hype is dying, and there's not enough talent to keep the hype alive, or even at like sea level. The ice caps are melting. The Ice Spice is melting.
Let's go all the way back to the beginning of her downfall, where it pretty much all started after she dropped her stinky album, Y2K, which severely underperformed, with some saying that it completely flopped.
Oh yeah, look at these titles here. Bitch, I'm packing. Did it first. You're telling me people aren't fucking with songs like Fat Butt and Think You This Shit, parentheses, fart. You know, ironically I say that, yet it's the most viewed lyrics on the album. That can't be a good sign. Like, I'm telling you, these people should not be allowed to vote, bro. How is there 800,000 people interested in this? That's concerning. Like, is the way to get people interested in things that matter to talk about farting? If I wanted to bring up the idea of like a Bitcoin reserve, because I keep hearing Trump say that, do I have to be like, oh, we're gonna be talking about farting and shitting? Now that I have a crowd of people surrounding me waiting for me to talk about that, do I just be like, oh, hey, psych, we're gonna talk about something that matters? Like, is that how I have to do this?
I mean, just look at this one video which says that her album underperformed by 392%. Yikes. I mean, I guess this is what happens when you blow up, because you can shake your gat. I mean, seriously, isn't that the only thing she is known for? Maybe she should go start an OnlyFriends instead of a music career. Nah, I'm just joking. I don't want to completely downplay her career because she has been really successful, especially in the short time she has been around. I mean, just in 2023, she had 8 singles on the Hot 100 Billboard, with 4 of them cracking into the top 10. Absolutely insane. So even with her...
Yeah, and that's concerning because, like, if you showed this to your grandmother, she'd die in front of your eyes. She'd fall to the floor at the very first hook of the song, of any of those songs. Play Ice Spice Roulette. It's basically like playing Russian roulette with your grandma, except the chamber is filled with bullets. There is no chance to not die. So it's not really roulette if you know you're gonna die. Point is, it's a lethal weapon, these songs. You know, you show them to anyone over the age of 60 and they die. They're like, oh God, what is she saying? And then the you know, heart palpitations, she's done. That's concerning. What else is concerning is we've created an environment that is conducive to this even blowing up, right? We have fertile soil where seeds can be planted, and not all seeds need to be planted. If I told you you could plant a seed that instead of it growing and producing oxygen into the air, it produces, maybe to make a contextually appropriate example, farts, would you plant that seed? A lot of you wouldn't, but for some reason, the cultural soil that that we're planting seeds into seems to want to grow a lot of fart trees. Don't know why that's happening, but it is. All I'm gonna say, we need a goddamn lumberjack.
You may be wondering, where did this downfall even start? Well, honestly, I think the first crack in her career was when she started beefing with American rapper Latto, which Ice Spice decided to diss on her hit song Think You the Fart. Fans thought the Bronx rapper was taking shots at Latto due to a specific line. On the track, Ice raps, "I got my foot on they necks, I can't let up, she all on the floor, told her get up," which could be a reference to Latto's hit single, Put It On Day Floor, which was released in 2023. Now Latto wouldn't respond to these disses kindly and would send shots back at Spice.
I'm just recording a TikTok. She don't be that deep. And on my mother, if I did see that video behind me, I still would have proceeded. What the bitch gonna do to me? Y'all need to stop this. Oh, she's lying. She's her hand and the rocks in her hand. Who?
But this was really just the beginning.
I just don't know what she said. I gathered that she's displeased with Ice Spice. Am I correct? Is that a good read? Did I read that right? Not sure what the beef's about. Don't know. Probably about something regarding a missing jar of poop, you know? Lotto was like, it wasn't me, she says as she wipes the shit off her mouth. If I had to really take a guess, it was a mean TikTok comment about something. Who fucking knows? Anyway, to skip ahead a little bit, it got exposed that Ice Spice was mean to one of her high school friends, and in tandem with her music being more terrible and terrible, the beef she's had with other female artists, it's been looking bad for her.
Most of these artists live on illusion, right? Especially from, look, you go on her Instagram, you look at the likes, you look at the numbers, the engagement, 1.1 million likes, 1.7, 1.8. Like, look, she used to have 21,000 people commenting.
Now, not only has her music been under fire, but also her personal life. As recently, the internet has basically been attacking her for losing weight, which is very weird. As if you didn't know, Ice Spice has lost a huge amount of weight, obviously leading to her much healthier. However, some people have seen this just as an opportunity to attack her and even accuse her of being on Ozempic.
Ice Spice is currently receiving a lot of Ozempic allegations. For those who don't know, Ice Spice used to be a lot thicker, but has recently lost a lot of weight in a very short time. She now looks very thin, and it got people speculating on her using Ozempic.
The reality is, if she is using it, that would be what's called the industry standard at this point. There is not a single artist, famous person, celebrity, model, whatever, that hasn't been exposed to at least the idea of either plastic surgery, physical augmentation, Ozempic, BBLs, you know? This is the thing now. And so I guess, like, if you want to throw shade at someone for using a shortcut to achieve a sort of physical appearance, then go for it. Like, you know, people get criticized for botched plastic surgeries or, you know, too much lip filler, whatever, going under the knife. But I just don't see the reason this would be the thing that you pick when shitting on Ice Spice when her entire career still exists. That's kind of like criticizing a pedophile's haircut. Like, you know, you're not going to criticize the fact that he fucks kids. You're going to go after his fucking barber's atrocity. Like, I just don't understand, you know? I mean, I guess, you know, there's always the angle people take of it sets unrealistic beauty standards for younger women who, you know, enjoy this kind of music. And then they look at Ice Spice, they're like, wow, she got skinny, I should get skinny, and it's, you know, a vicious cycle. But ultimately, I just kind of don't ever buy into the fact that if you as a famous person want to get thin, you should bear the responsibility of people looking at you and feeling bad about themselves. Like, I just never felt that way. It's strange because I feel like a lot of the time it's the opposite for men, where if we see someone get shredded, it's like, damn, I should get to work, instead of just being upset that we're skinny or something like that, or too fat, you know? But obviously, it is different for women. Either way, though, don't really get the point of criticizing her for this. Unless she looks like Eugenia Cooney, I wouldn't even have noticed.
Her comments on her Instagram are flooded comments about her using Ozempic and that thick ice was better. The allegations got so bad that Ice Spice had to post a workout routine and claims it is all natural, to show she is actually working hard for her body. But people are not buying it due to the fact of a short period of time it took for her to lose all the weight.
So yeah, very weird that people are shaming her for losing weight. Anyways, let's move on to the late performance that I showed you at the beginning of the video.
Okay, who pronounces beginning like beginning? Fucking British moment. But either way, it is odd to me that the internet has become so body positive up until it's the moment someone loses weight, you know? You can criticize someone that you speculate is on Ozempic because they're skinny now, but you can't criticize someone who's inflated like a fucking balloon because, I don't know, we don't know what their life is like or something. They might be binge eating because of depression or whatever. Just weird how it does not go both ways. And don't get me wrong, I definitely see fat shaming, but in terms of acceptability, it's far more acceptable to be like, oh, you're on Ozempic, you insecure bitch. Why? I don't get it. And all of this is sort of assuming that we should be expecting a person named Ice Spice who farts and shits and has to get diaper changes to be an example.
So Ice Spice's late arrival at the Wildlands Festival in Queensland, Australia on New Year's Eve caused a lot of frustration, especially considering the high ticket prices. Fans had paid up to $400 to see her, but she showed up nearly 30 minutes late to a 25-minute set, which meant she only performed for about 5 minutes. This wasn't just about a short delay, it's about the fact that fans had invested both money and time to see her live, some possibly traveling long distances or rearranging plans to attend. For many, this was a rare opportunity to catch Ice Spice in person, and to be left disappointed like that can feel like a huge letdown. When an artist is late, it shows.
Now I'm starting to understand why people didn't feel bad for those who got scammed by the Hawk Tua coin and got rug pulled, because I don't feel bad for the people that paid $400 to go to see an Ice Spice concert and got a shitty product. How could you expect someone like Ice Spice to not only show up on time? I mean, what did you, this is the thing, you expect this person to be a role model, you expect this person to really deliver a good service to you, like the customer. Are they not listening to what she's saying? Look, obviously, you don't deserve to get scammed. I'm being a little hyperbolic. But was it never even like a thing in the back of your mind when you checked out on Ticketmaster that maybe this person would, I don't know, not be an amazing stage performer? Like if you go to a death metal concert, you're gonna get shoved. If you go to an Ice Spice concert, you're gonna get rugged.
Like Ice Spice, these moments are critical. The way you treat your audience directly impacts your reputation, and mishaps like this can affect fan loyalty and trust moving forward. In response to the backlash,
it kind of makes me think back to when JoJo Siwa was caught with her hand in her pants during her performance, that at least the audience got some kind of value out of that, you know, show. They're like, what the fuck? Like, at least they got to see something interesting. They got half a song and a dramatic walk-off, these poor people. Anyway, that's the situation with Ice Spice. We'll see what happens with her career, if she's ever able to bounce back from this, or what the fuck happens with her. Don't really know, don't really care. Saw that this was happening, remembered she existed, hopped on the mic, and did my goddamn job. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like the video, engage with it somehow, write a comment, whatever, and I'll see you guys all later. Bye.